Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Potato. Welcome back to Factory Town. In the last episode, we successfully managed to get our air temple up and running, and I'm very much hoping that we're going to be doing a similar sort of thing in today's episode, perhaps with the fire temple that we've got right over... Where are you? Where are you, fire temple? There you go. You're right over there. Yeah, so we got the fire temple over there, which I'm hoping that we're going to be able to do today. I also want to build up a real big bunch of yellow coins, which I think is going to be our first port of call today, actually. We're going to try and get ourselves some brand new yellow coin sources of resources. Sources of resources. You heard me. Yeah, what we're going to try and do, is we're going to try and just get some basic food resources. I'm thinking like pears, potatoes. Everyone wants me to grow potatoes, so I will. Yeah, pears, potatoes, tomatoes, apples, etc. All of the sort of basic food resources that give you just the plain old yellow coins. Okay, so there's been a couple of updates to the game since ooh, speaking of, I've not used any of these things. How does that work? We'll deal with that in a little bit. Yeah, there's been a couple of updates to the game since I last played. I believe there is now a tool to allow you to mass plant resources, but maybe I'm just misreading that. I should have checked the updates before I began, because the updates are actually important. I also believe that the amount of mana that is required by each air temple is now actually reduced. Also, would you look at this? We're not making anywhere near enough yellow coins, which is quite unfortunate. Our air purification is still going relatively well, so that's kind of nice, but hey ho. We're not going to be able to remove many resources, unfortunately, because I was thinking maybe we just cut back all of these trees and then we sort of open this area up for some farms. But the problem is that we've got an air temple which is churning away resources the whole time. Okay, well, what we can do at least for now... Oh, hold up. That's new. Oh my goodness, would you look at that? That is a game changer, folks. That is a game changer. Right. All of a sudden, we just made this area a whole heck of a lot easier to manage. All right, let's start off with a farm. We're gonna need to build farms, so let's just do it. I feel like I need to stop this air temple. Can I even stop it anyway? I mean, one of the ways that I can stop it is by getting rid of an input. It's gonna take a little bit of time to filter through, though, unfortunately. I mean, I don't think that there's any other way. I mean, I could put on a... Calculates information based on the agent. Inventory sensor. This, I tell you what, this really seems very cool. And if I could be bothered to sit down and actually figure it out, then I'm sure that it would be a great way to simplify things. But unfortunately, I can't. Yeah, I want to build a farm, but I'm just not getting anywhere near the money that I need. Why are things going kind of slowly over here? We've got too many inputs. Alright, well, let's get rid of this leather. Let's get rid of these pages. Got an enchanted book over there. We don't really need an enchanted book. We don't even need regular books over there. We don't need animal feed. We don't need air ether. We don't need butter. We don't need air stone. Don't need any of that nonsense. Alright, that should allow for a little bit of a smoother process. Just whilst we're saving up for 200 coins, we might as well see what we can refine. We're doing fine for every level of coin except yellow coins, which is... I don't want to say that it's ironic, because it's not really ironic, because it is the most basic level of coin, and therefore probably the most widely used, but it is kind of crazy how we need so much of them. Right, place that there. It's pretty darn good. Now we want to get a whole bunch of farm tiles. And by farm tiles, I mean a heck of a lot of farm tiles. We should probably place the well first. Yeah, place the well down. Get that tile right there. Get that tile right there. And that's good enough. That's perfect. Right, and then we want to get some... That's a footpath. We want to get some farm tiles. Right, this is going to be an expensive exercise because it costs 5 coins per tile, unfortunately. So we're only going to be able to make a certain number, disappointingly. Right, well, we can only do that. We can only do what we can do. And then we want to get a belt to run up to here, and then we want a rail stop. I mean, presumably we want a crate before the rail stop, I guess. Sure. Also, something else that we need to keep in mind. We do not currently have any... I mean, we don't have any carrots or potatoes to grow on this farm. Right, so we need to find some carrots and potatoes first. I believe that there were resources up here. Potatoes, tomatoes, carrots. Any carrots? There's carrots over here. Alright, beautiful. Okay, this is an opportunity for us. Let's extend a path out this way. Out that way, sure. Okay, that's looking pretty darn good. We'll get a couple of chaps over here. We'll get a barn right over here. Right, so you're going to collect tomatoes. You're going to collect potatoes. You're going to collect carrots. What are you doing? Wait, you're collecting potatoes. Good. Tomatoes. What's the other one? Is there another resource out here? Not really. So we'll get someone else to do carrots then. Perfect. Alright, so that should be all 4 slots filled, and we should be able to plant them wherever we need to plant them. Got a little bit of gold out there. I know we're probably going to do some gold stuff later on in the episode with regards to making some necklaces, because that's what we need in order to get the next upgrade to the base. But the fact of the matter is that there's no point in having necklaces unless we can afford to make them. And at the moment, we can't really afford to make very much. Not at all. So that's not ideal. Also, this minecart system that we've got going on here, I don't love it. I don't love it for a couple of reasons. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I don't really love it, but basically I think that the track's too long, and we could definitely simplify it and make it a little bit shorter. And by that I mean split this into 2 tracks, so we have 2 loops. One loop which goes around like here, and another loop which goes around like here. Something like that. It's food for thought, but not really a true priority at present. Should we start off with tomatoes or carrots? Tomatoes or carrots? We could start off with either, to be honest. I think we'll start off with... We'll start off with potatoes. Why not? Oh, hold up. I tried to plant a whole bunch of potatoes at once. Oh, I've still got the tile thing set up, so it's a large area of effect. That is really rather cool. Right. Alright, let's set you on potatoes. There we go. Auto apply fertilizer and water and whatnot. All that good stuff. I will apply fertilizer manually. I can do this. That's really cool. And now we should be able to grow potatoes. Do I want to stuff this full of workers? Not entirely sure that I do. Right, so you only accept grain. So does anyone accept potatoes? See, this is the problem. This is the problem, is that we're going to need to get another minecart sorted. Okay, I need to take another crack at making this whole system work. Because it's just not good enough at the moment. I think that we need to get... How do we do this? We need to get resources from here to here quite quickly. We need to get resources from here to here quite quickly. Then we need to get resources from here to here. To be honest, I'm going to try something. Let's get rid of that. Let's connect that up. Connect that up. Delete that rail stop. No idea why that became a rail stop, but whatever. Get 2 of those right there. So this is going to maybe work. Delete that there. Fine, fine. Okay, so we want this to filter... We want this to filter grain. So we want grain to be delivered out this way. Input. No, sorry. Yeah, output. So that's going to be input there. Whereas this has got to be input here. And then that's got to be output. So this is going to only filter chicken. Cooked chicken. There we go. Because that's the only 2 resources that are actually made around here, right? Oh no, bread as well. That's a hot nuisance. We need to get a third. We need to get a third silo then, don't we? I think that we might. Maybe we just don't filter that. Maybe we just filter anything. Right. Well, we'll see how it works. So you're gonna take grain. Also, I'm gonna put a couple of minecarts over here. Rotate them into the correct orientation. All right, let's see how that works. So now we should have grain over here. That's great. And sandwiches and cooked chicken should still be picked up from the appropriate locations. Are we not making sandwiches? We don't have any chicken as input. Why not? Why are we not outputting chicken? That's a bit of a bummer. We should be outputting chicken. Why is this not outputting chicken in the way that I intend it to? That's a strange issue. Has it perhaps got something to do with the fact that... Has it perhaps got something to do with the fact that we've got this thing placed right there? So, I'll delete that sorter. That sorter was causing all of the problems. Right. Well, let's refilter that to fertilizer. Not quite sure why that's causing such a... Not sure why that was causing such an issue, actually. But that should now be fully resolved, and we should be back up and running with our sandwich production. Lovely. Oh, we've got more tomatoes over there. Okay. So, you're not filtered for anything. You don't need to be filtered for anything. That's got potatoes. These 2 are not filtered for anything. So the potatoes should be output over there. Okay, that's perfect. That's really good. That's really, really good. You know what? This is looking smooth. So basically, all of the resources that we want to have delivered over here are going to work completely fine. This is not working completely fine, though. We need to clearly get some more minecarts on this system right here. There we go. Alright, will that work any better? The problem is that we've got so much grain over here that we need to make sure that we have at least as many grain carts collecting. so that they have an opportunity to pick up the resources from over here. Yeah, great. So it'll fill up with chicken for a little bit. That's fine. There's no bread coming out at the moment, so that's also fine. I think, you know what, I think this works. I think this actually works. This is looking fairly respectable. Problem is that we're not getting enough potato throughput. We're not getting enough people that are picking up potatoes. I.e., the silos that we have are simply not doing what we want them to do. There we go. Why didn't you pick up stuff? Bread. Right, you can be turned off. And you can also be turned off. Because the people that are not carrying sandwiches, I basically don't care about. Like the cooked chicken and bread and all that nonsense. That's fine. We don't really need exclusive carriages just for that. I mean, basically any resource that is dropped off here, so i.e. grain. Yeah, so when the grain is dropped off here, the carts will immediately pick up whatever's in this silo, and it'll all be sorted. Okay, this is actually working. This system is working fairly well. It says that we've got 0 power. Is that true? It says that it's true. Why have we got 0 power all of a sudden? What? Power production is 100%. Did I miss something? Not quite sure why that's the case. If I hover over the network, it says supply 1,000, demand 750, fulfilled 138%. Number of consumers. Alright, has that fixed our power issues? Right, that's fixed our power issues. Not quite sure what I changed there. But it worked, so therefore that's cool. Happy with that. Alright, you know what? This is looking much more respectable. Things are actually looking pretty darn good. I mean, it's not a perfect system, but it is perfect. It's perfect enough, right? Now, we still have the odd bit of bread being carried around the track a couple of times, but that's fine. That's totally fine with me. Yeah, I mean... yeah, this is okay. This is okay, I think. As long as our potatoes are going to get collected and shipped out, it's probably fine. Do we want to do it via minecart, though? I'm not sure that this is the most efficient way of going about doing things, but... in fact, I'm almost certain that I'm going to change it. Wowzers, okay. Just going to do some deforestation. Yeah, this is definitely a new feature. Right, holy cow, that's incredible. I'm loving it. It's honestly amazing. Terrain flattened down. I can do mass terrain flattening as well. That is also phenomenal. Right, let's place that there. Let's get some farm tiles. Can I not mass place farm tiles? Apparently not. Oh, we don't have the money. It's part of the problem. Right, that's fine. Let's get some more resources planted. I think we want carrots. No. Didn't mean to do a mass carrot plant there. Let's just take that down a notch. There we go. We'll get there. We'll get there in the end. Right, carrots, apply water, etc. Sure. There we go. Looking pretty darn good. Let's apply some fertilizer manually. Oh, hold up. Why are you not replanting potatoes? You should be replanting potatoes. But there are no potatoes to be seen. That is the most peculiar thing. Right, will that make any difference? You should be replanting some of these potatoes. Not quite sure why that instruction wasn't made clear. Right, but at least we're selling some resources. It's quite good. It's great. We're making a little bit of money. Can I do some terrain modification, please? Terrain flatten up? Nope. Terrain flatten down? Yep. That's looking so good. Look at that. That is such a powerful tool now. That is really incredible. Just goes to show how little money we actually have. Yeah, so are we replanting potatoes where they grow? Because we absolutely should be. Right. You know, this is impressive. This is looking pretty darn impressive. I am pretty happy with this. The whole system is actually not half bad. As long as the potatoes that we can grow over here are working, then that's fine with me. I do want to place some more farm tiles. I'll do that now. Don't want to do overkill, obviously. But I want to do a bunch. There we go. We'll still make sure that we retain just that little bit of access down the central corridor. I know we could technically make it elevated, but don't really see the need to elevate it. Remove resource. Yep. Let's get a silo. There we go. It's pretty much just as simple as that, I believe. Delete that. Delete that. All right. So now we should be able to get carrots out as well. Just gonna make this slightly longer. Nope. There we go. Just gonna make that slightly longer just to make sure that we get carrots in there somewhere. Because I appreciate that we might not always have the storage space on hand. But if it works, right? If it works, it works. Right, good. That should be replanting now. Not quite sure why it didn't before. Was it something to do with this auto-manage recipes thing? I don't know. It should be replanting the potatoes, but maybe it only replants them if we have them in shared storage. Maybe we didn't have them in shared storage or something. I don't know. Let's plant some more carrots. Are these potatoes? No, they're carrots right there. They look entirely different. Right, lots and lots of carrots. Okay, that's it. That's it. Apparently that's it. That's all the carrots that we can muster. We don't have any more carrots. That's fine. You know what would be really cool to do? A double-decker train system. That would be very, very cool indeed. Is this grain... Is it a good way of delivering things? To be honest, I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure. Kind of works, I guess. You know what? I removed the grain filters. I removed the filters for grain carts. But I think that we need carts that cannot pick up grain. This one can only pick up cooked chicken. Don't need that. And I think that that's leading to a slight problem. Are we still making sandwiches? Sandwiches are still being made relatively consistently. See, we're just not producing enough, you know? Right. There we go. What about that? That's going to be a whole heck of a lot of potatoes and carrots that are going to get delivered. Might not even have the storage for them. Yeah, we didn't have the storage for them. Alright, well, whatever. That's fine. We're working on it. We're working on it, and that's the main thing. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we're going to get there. Yeah. Okay. Cool. One more farm. Is it a farm that deals with whatever you call it, the pear trees? I think it's a forester that deals with the pear trees. Yeah, it is a forester that deals with the pear trees. So that's fine. We can plant a forester. Plant a forester. You get the picture. Forester, forester, forester. To be honest, we could use a packager. We could package up our grain and then send packages of grain. That would be maybe kind of worth doing. You know what? Let's put it out here, I guess. I want to get rid of these. I want to get rid of these resources first. They're just in the way. But costs such a darn lot of money to do, which is very, very irritating. Right, forester. Let's get it on level with the farm next door. I want you to produce, maybe we just get this one to produce apples and pears. Is that really what we want? I don't know. Do we need a farm tile to place apple and pear trees on? I think that we might, but that's just a pure speculation. Plant apple tree. Plant pear tree. Do we not have apples and pears? Oh no, we've got tomatoes. Tomatoes are completely different, apparently. Who knew? Right. We're full up potatoes. Apples, pears, anywhere? I'm sure I've seen them. I'm sure I've seen them at some point. Where was it? Berries. Apple tree. Alright, we found one apple tree. Or we found an apple tree. Right. Right, you three guys are on apple tree collection duties. Apple tree collection duties. I say apple tree collection duties, but what I actually mean is apple collection duties. Herbs, no. No pears? No pears at all? I'm sure there are. And I think that they're going to look like these berries or cotton or herbs, berries. No pears in sight. Maybe I'm just missing them, but no pears in sight as far as I can see. I'm sure I have seen them before though. No. Alright, guess not. Guess I do not have any pear trees. I've got apple trees, but not pear trees. Well, that's fine. Alright, well, we'll just place some apple trees. Can only place on tree planter. I expected as much nonsense. Right. At least these tree planters are a little bit cheaper. I.e., they cost a resource that we have a pretty much abundant supply of. And that is steel. Or iron, or whatever the heck it's called. There we go. I think that that will be sufficient entirely for an apple tree empire. Alright, looking pretty darn good. Let's get some apples. Will these be replanted? I don't actually know if these will be replanted. So, apples can be delivered. Yep, apples can be delivered directly to here. I don't think we can speed up the growth of these things. No, we just gotta wait. We gotta wait. That's fine. Right, so... that should mean that we're gonna be able to deliver apples as well, which is gonna be grand. Oh no. You're getting deleted. We don't need any more sugar. We're fine for sugar. Right, we got a lot of chicken, a lot of potatoes, a lot of grain. Right. Again, not super convinced that this is the way to do it, but this is the way that we're doing it at the moment, which is fine. Which is fine. I feel like I'm saying that a lot this episode, but it really is fine. Like it's not a big detriment to us if it's, you know, if it's not exactly as we want it. Everything else seems to be going very, very well. All the other processes. I feel kind of glad that I don't have to worry about anything too much. Like there's nothing in particular that's particularly problematic at the moment. You know, we had our issues with the whole sandwich production, but that seems to be going relatively smoothly now. Once we figured out how to correctly void all of the fertilizer, that went fine. It's just about the basics, really, the basics of yellow coins. Right? Can we plant more apple trees? Farming, apple trees. Nice. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty darn good. Loads and loads of apple trees. Our happiness could honestly be better, but it's fine at the moment. Why are we delivering grain here? We can actually sell grain, believe it or not, but not super thrilled about that. That's the input of the house, not the food market. Yeah, we can sell grain, but we don't want to. That's potatoes. Okay, we need to get more potato crates. Just more crates in general, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, this is a problem. This is a problem, actually. So we're not able to deliver enough stuff. Okay. This will require a workaround. And I think that the workaround that we're going to try and attempt is going to be audacious. It's going to be audacious. It's going to be fantastic. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of all of this nonsense. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have ourselves our own little food delivery network. It's going to be like Deliveroo or Uber Eats or whatever. Let's get this house moved. Can we get this house moved to somewhere? Come on. So close. There we go. All right. So with that, gonna get ourselves a little delivery network around there. And this is going to be the exclusive domain of a select couple of minecarts. Right, delete that rail stop. Delete, in fact, no, just delete that rail stop. Delete that rail stop. And delete that rail stop. Yeah, why are you not working? Yeah, perfect. There we go. Right, so you need to be output. In fact, all of these need to be output. Right. That needs to be output as well. And then we want to get another crate that goes right there. That also needs to be output. Excuse me? Can I not rotate that? I can indeed. Need to copy that rail stop. Put it in that orientation. All right. What do you know? That seems to be a very, very much sped up process. That's looking really good. Okay, so look at that. Look at that. Happiness balloons. Look at all of these coins. I'm pretty sure that we're going to start seeing a little bit of lag because there's a lot of coins there. We got a lot of apples over here. That's perfect. And actually, that presents us with a good opportunity to do a little bit of fixing up to this rail track right here. Because we've now got so many inputs on this line, we could really do with fixing... Oh my goodness, this looks horrific. Could really do with fixing this up. So that's input, that's output, that's going to be input, that's input as well. That needs to get deleted, and that's output. Okay. Grain needs to be the last one to be collected. In fact, we can just filter by individual resources now. So you only collect apples. You only collect bread. We'll need to get one for pears as well. Maybe I should future-proof this, as in one silo for pears. Cooked chicken, sure, and then bread as well. Bread as well, perfect. Pears. Good, okay. That's looking mighty fine if you ask me. Or it will be looking mighty fine once that's all connected up. Perfect. Great. So that's going to be only pears. Beautiful. Now I'm going to have to delete that and then put that back in. And reassign that the filter of cooked chicken. Because if we don't, then we're going to have grain stuck in there in perpetuity. That's not something that I'm super keen on. So now we're going to have to change this track around as well. Okay, that looks pretty darn good. So that's going to be output, that's going to be output, that's going to be output. That's going to be input into the grain, and then that's going to be output. All right. All right. That's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty darn good. That is looking pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. Still don't think that we've got enough enough carts on this route. But that's okay, because mine carts don't actually require... Well, I say any resources. They require resources, obviously. But they don't require... They don't require humans. Which is the great thing. They just deal with stuff themselves, which is fantastic. Right. Okay, that's looking pretty darn good. Lots and lots of money. Lots and lots of money coming in right now. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. That's really, really good. Are we going to be able to sustain the levels of production? I don't actually know. I do not actually know. Yeah. We've got a lot of grain trucks that are just carrying grain, which I'm not super fond of. Yeah, okay, well at least we're getting a couple of empty trucks through that are going to be able to carry, you know, carrots or potatoes or whatever. Not enough that just carry carrots, unfortunately, though. Bit of a bummer that, but whatever. Apples are looking good. Apple production is looking perfect, to be honest with you. You know, it's not exactly perfect, but it is pretty darn good. It's pretty darn good. It's bringing in a whole bunch of yellow coins. That's what I care about, really. The carrot system is less than ideal, though. The carrot system is less than ideal because of the grain that we've got. To be honest, here's an idea. So, here's the plan. Can I... If I put these two closer together, will that make a difference? I'm not sure that it really will. I was thinking that it might make a difference, but if we could output sort of two silos onto the exact same tile, if that would make a positive difference or if that would be, you know, just a waste of time. Still not actually sure. Because the carrot system that we've got going on is not ideal. But you know what? You know what I've been forgetting this whole time? Is that we actually legitimately have, just over the river. I say just over the river. What am I talking about? Just over the river, we've got, just over the track. Just over the track, we've got a system. A system of sort of delivery that we can take advantage of. Yeah, let's do something like that. And then we'll copy a crate, put that there. That's going to be an output. Yeah, that's actually perfect. Well, it's not perfect because we messed that up, but that's okay. All right. We'll still keep this silo here with a whole bunch of carrots, just in case it's ever needed. But that's going to be a foolproof little system right there. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Because at the moment, all of these trucks are just filling up with grain, and it's just not really worth it. Yeah, this is working. This system is working. All of these trucks, all of these minecarts are going back to pick up their grain completely empty, which is exactly what we like to see. The system works. Boy oh boy, I'm very, very happy. And actually, in a fairly short period of time, we've managed to accumulate what is a fair amount of cash, to be honest. Now, what we want to do is we want to bump up the number of workers that we've got in all of these farms. And we actually want to get these... Well, can we connect farms up to pipe? No, we can't connect farms up to pipe. So that's fine then. Okay, well, I was thinking that we could connect them up to power to get a little bit of an extra bonus. But honestly, no worries about that. That's totally fine. We'll just bump up the number of workers that we've got in each farm. So we're going to make potatoes a heck of a lot faster. We're going to make carrots a heck of a lot faster. We're going to make apples a heck of a lot faster. All of which is perfect. It's really, really good. Yeah, hopefully we're not going to get too many carrots over here, where we end up only transporting carrots. To be honest, that looks like that's happening. That does actually look like it's happening. Is there any way that I can deal with this through... Any way that I can deal with this through sort of like some magical system? Hold on a minute. Like 5. Hold up. Let me see if this works. I've got an idea here. Barrier gate. So, and then I get add a logic link there. So every 5 seconds it should disable the barrier gate, right? I mean, it seems great in practice, right? It seems great in practice. I guess it doesn't work in actuality. Yeah, block path movement. Timer block. Yeah, I mean, how does the timer block actually operate? We'll store any value received and output it after a specific amount of time has elapsed. New received values. Okay, I mean, presumably if we were to give the... Let me give this a test. In fact, you know what? I can test this. That's stupid. There we go. There we go. That's better. I can do a little test out here. So I think if I give... So if I set a toggle state... So if I set a toggle state and then I give it a... for example, and then logic link that up, will that turn it on? Or do I need to actually give it an input? What about a counter block? Does that make any difference? So if it's a NOT gate, it should turn that on. I'm probably just misrepresenting how this should actually work. No idea what that does. Don't even want to imagine. I'm just yeah, maybe this would work. Signal gate. Block will only pass messages if the gate is open. I'm pretty sure it's closed at the moment. So I'm not sure how that works. I'm pretty sure that we can get this to work. We can get this to work if I was a little bit more of an intelligent man. Or woman. But at the moment it doesn't look like it will perfectly work for us, which is a bit of a problem. I say it's a bit of a problem. It's not a huge problem because I can solve this without using computer logic. I can solve this using my own brain. Who would have thunk it, eh? Who would have actually thunk it? Right, so get that there. Right. And then, quite simply, we do that. And we just make a little path to the food market. To be honest, that's probably the most optimal way of doing things. Goodness gracious me. This is getting a little bit laggy. We're making so much money that it's actually lagging out a little bit. All right, so that's not too bad. That's not too bad. That ends up a pretty darn good way of making money. Maybe we just connect apples up as well. Maybe that's the golden ticket for us. Maybe we just deliver resources directly. Maybe we're just going to come full circle, you know? Okay. Up here. What about that there? No. Reverse the other way around. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then... Goodness gracious me, I love this game. I absolutely love this game. If you couldn't tell already, I absolutely adore it. You know what? It's not perfect, but it's the way that I do things. Actually, that's far from perfect. Will that make any difference? Yeah, this doesn't seem to be working. Why is it not working? That seems to be working. Yeah, there we go. All right. Again, it's not perfect, but it should allow us to have a little bit of a better system. Pears, bread. Right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem here. What a darned issue to have. Right. Ideally, we want to just copy the system that we've got over here. 1, 2. That's on top there. Right. Good. Good. Nice. Happy. Happy potato. Right, that looks and works much better. Why are we filled up with grain here? That's because we're not outputting. It's not because we're not outputting anything. All right. The system is flawed, but we are making more money than ever before, which is lovely. We should probably celebrate by opening a brand new area. It's going to cost us 7k to do. There's absolutely nothing over here. Great, just what I always wanted. Just what I always wanted. Absolutely nothing. Right, great. Let's get these mana temples up and running. I want to make sure that we are finishing off some of our research. Should give us some extra new skills to pay the bills. Air purification. Yeah, what does it give us access to again? The magic conveyor belt. That's what we're all about. Stamina spellbook and the crown. The crown's kind of important because that's part of the upgrade process for the next building. So that's quite cool. It's very cool, in fact. Potatoes are looking good. Yeah, you know what? Everything's looking good. This is fine. Yeah, it's not fine. How are you not transporting grain fast enough? You know, we've got a truck right over here. I say a truck, a wagon waiting right over here. You can help out. How about that? Because we're not using the grain fast enough. Yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of the cooked chicken there. So if we get rid of the cooked chicken, then maybe that'll allow the animal feed to be a little bit faster or something, maybe. Who honestly knows? And that will allow us to free up some space over here, which is great. And now we can deliver yet more grain. Okay, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. This is currently set on pears. This needs to be set on grain. This needs to be set on grain. Then that needs to be set on input. And that needs to be set on output. This is currently set on grain. It needs to be set on pears, which we currently do not have access to, I'm aware. But we will. And when we do, I'm sure we'll probably just get them delivered the same way that we get apples delivered. Right, so now the grain is delivered here. And then other stuff is picked up and delivered along the way. That will actually work a heck of a lot better than it currently is working. And that's a pretty simple change, actually, that we made, so... That should be us completely empty, bar a couple of apples. Alright, that's great. That's great. That's really, really good. We're also not really getting rid of these apples and whatnot and carrots fast enough, but no biggie. Still got a couple of sandwiches left. Still got a lot of apples. Still got a lot of carrots over here, apparently, in this crate. Alright, you know what? This is actually working. It's actually working. I say that like I pretend that it is actually working, but it's not really working, but it's not exactly not working. Right? And we're getting air purification. We're getting air purification right now. Perfect. Magic conveyor belt. Magic conveyor belt recipe unlocked. Stamina spellbook. No idea what that actually does. That allows us to make yellow coin jewelry. Jewelry is big. That's great. That's fantastic. So the magic conveyor belt. A conveyor belt that moves extremely fast thanks to magically charged mechanical something or other. How do we even make that? That's made at a magic forge. Let's go and check our magic forge zone. So magic conveyor is air crystal and regular belt. That's actually really easy to do. Yeah, we can do that. Where's our belt storage? Yeah, here. Right, fine. First of all, let me go and get rid of some resources. Remove resources. Yep, great. Then I will get a magic forge. Put that down right about there. We've got a barn with a whole bunch of belt right here. In fact, I should probably move that so the input and output is slightly different. That goes in there. You are set up to make a magic conveyor belt. We divert some of the logs right over here, just like so. And we get a splitter, which we've got over here. There we go. Really doesn't need to be this unbelievably slow belt, but it doesn't particularly matter. Then we get a receiver, mana receiver. It's just the ticket. And then we can connect up the mana pipes to this. Yep. I need more coinage to make this happen, but point remains. It should be fairly easy to do, actually. No. We need to get a sorter. And then only allow air crystals past here. We're completely out of money. This will work once we've got the money. Until then, we're going to have a shortage. We're going to have a shortage of mana crystals everywhere else. Which is a bit of an issue, but hey ho. Okay, after that, we can just, I don't know, feed into a barn or something. Yeah, pretty much that simple, to be honest. I tell you what, with the whole mana power, it's really easy to transport resources. I like it. It's like a worthy end game sort of like technology. You don't feel cheated. You don't feel cheated out by some nonsense technology that. There we go. Look at that. All right. So we're fine for power now. It's going to be great. Let's get a belt. Goes there. Let's get a grabber. Goes there. Perfect. What do you know? It's literally that simple. Literally that simple. We don't even need to invest much time or effort or energy into the process. It'll just sort of tick away slowly in the background, which is what I'm kind of hoping for. The other thing that I wanted to check out before we ended the episode was the enchanter. Mana power. It doesn't have air power. Air power. Sounds like an Apple technology. You know what I'm talking about? So, in order to make a crown or a stamina spellbook, we need air power. Now, how the heck do we make air power? Oh no, in fact I know exactly how we make air power. We just have the mana pipes running in. Right, get that there. And then that'll come out there. And that'll be our discharged air power area. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, to be honest. I don't know if it'll ever split off there automatically, or we'll need to get a splitter to do it, but that should be fine. So air power is required for the crown. Air power is also required for the stamina spellbook. We don't make the spellbooks over here. We make the spellbooks over here. But there's nothing wrong with making a stamina spellbook. So we can make a stamina spellbook right over there. I'm not entirely sure what we use the stamina spellbook for. The stamina spellbook can be sold for 20 coins. That's pretty good coinage. I gotta be real with you. It's pretty darn good coinage. So can I see if I can get some mana pipes to connect up the air power system? Right. That goes there. Then that goes there. Sorter. No. No, 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 no. Well, that's fine, I guess. Air power, air crystals just go this way. Perfect. And just like that, what do you know? We end up with a system that's not completely garbage. I say it's not completely garbage. This is going to be the brand new area that I can already tell is going to get hotly contested for space, and it's going to become incredibly complex. Let's see if this works. Looks good. Now it's going to get sent down here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All the way over to our recharging stations. Do these guys recharge air crystals? I don't actually know. I do not actually know if they recharge air crystals. I think they do. Yeah, they definitely do. They definitely recharge air crystals. Now, we currently have only a few air crystals in circulation. But that actually shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. I mean, it won't be a problem in the short term, because in the short term, well, actually, they'll just re-enter the system, right? And then when they get to here, they'll just be sorted out. But they could end up over here. So I think that we're going to have to make a bespoke air charging station. To be honest, not even that difficult to do. All we do is we get a pusher. And that pusher, or sorter, whatever, will sort air crystals down here. Then we get another barn. Hold up. Let's flatten the ground first. Flatten down. There we go. Then we'll get a barn. That barn will go right here. We will literally just turn these things around and direct them in there. Then we will delete the air crystal from here, and we will not worry about it anymore. There we go. Quite honestly, as simple as that. So now, all of our air crystals will be recharged in this little charging station, and then they'll be dealt with over here. Then we want to get a transmitter, mana transmitter, right out here. We need 500 coins in order to make this a reality. It's a bit unfortunate, because I was just about ready to do it. Point is, though, to be honest, we didn't even need to do this. We could have just had one joint charging station, and then, yeah, that's, I shouldn't have done this. Because we could have just had one joint charging station, and then we could have just sorted air crystals. Could have just sorted air crystals. Holy cow, hold up, I can sort by sellable? Rollable, sellable, fuel, packable item, item crates, fruit, food. Oh my goodness, I did not even realize that I could sort by that. Okay, that's really, really cool. Yeah, so, yeah, we didn't even need to do this. You know what? Ignore me, just pretend that that whole thing never happened. We might want to do that in the future to make things a little bit easier. But for now, truthfully, we can just have it all as one system. There's no point in unnecessarily faffing around. Right. Then the mana pipes, we're just going to build all the way back out to here. It's going to cost us 500 gold to do. I'm super not happy with how much gold we're spending on these stupid piping systems, but it's going to be worth it, right? I mean, we need to make sure that we do it, otherwise it's going to get everything gunked up. Further down the line. Come on. Come on. So close. Yeah, I can actually remove that now. Oh look, there's an air crystal that came through. We already got 8 air crystals. That's looking good. That's looking fine, to be honest. That's looking absolutely perfect. The problem is now that we're actively using air crystals, we're going through a whole bunch of them. We're going through a whole bunch of them. They're costing a heck of a lot to make. I just hope that we can make them fast enough. Right. Holy cow, the stamina spellbooks are taking quite a lot of effort and energy to make. Right. It's a bit of a problem, actually. What do you do? Okay. Fine. Can I get another wagon by any chance? No, not enough for another wagon. I'll get like 2 workers, which I know is kind of inefficient, but whatever. Stamina spellbook to the... Where are they sold? Where are they sold? I guess the... I don't actually know. Take them to like a house, maybe? The Apocryphy. That's where they're going to be sold, of course. There we go. Alright, so off you hop. You're going to take stamina spellbooks to wherever they need to go. I'd rather do it with a truck, but if it has to be with a human being, that's fine. But that's going to be a good source of income. It's going to be a really good source of income, actually. Because once we've got a couple of air crystals that have just sort of entered circulation, we won't really have to worry about it for much longer. Or we won't need to worry about it, because once we've created air crystals, I mean, they cost a lot to create. They cost 40 gold to create, but once they're created, I don't think we use them for anything at the moment. We don't consume them in any way. I don't think so, anyway. Anyway, and yeah, so we'll just get them recharged up. It costs like almost nothing to get them recharged, and then just re-entered into the system, and then they can just spit out a stamina spellbook, which is just 20. It's just 20 straight gold, and all you're really spending is 2 resources on the recharge of the crystal. So after the same crystal has gone around the same system a couple of times, it's all fine. We are actually using them for something. We're using them over here. I forgot about that. We are using them over here. This belt is unbelievably slow. It's actually kind of infuriating. There we go. That might make a little bit of a difference. Perfect. Looks like it did indeed. Great. Okay, so we are using air crystals, but we're not using them super fast. We're making stamina spellbooks, which is nice. It's just a little bit of extra money cash on the side, which is lovely. We can hopefully look at doing fire purification in the next episode. I did say that I wanted to do that this episode, but you know, we got ahead of ourselves. We got ahead of ourselves. Anyway, ladies and gents, thank you very, very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Over the Potato. This has been Factory Town. I'll see you next time. Bye.